live at game number 4 on quarterfinal Saturday at the Ingalls Southern Conference Basketball Championships. It's a battle of teams in purple. Two that met a year ago in a thrilling semifinal showdown. The reigning champion Furman Paladins. A year ago, they ended more than 40 years of frustration in the tourney and got an NCAA tourney victory over Virginia as well against the number 4 seeded Western Carolina, led by their star Vontarius Woolbright. Moments ago, the Chattanooga Mocs advanced to a semifinal matchup for another year. They'll take on ETSU. The Sanford Bulldogs, the regular season champs, await the winner of Furman and Western Carolina. Hi, everybody. Welcome back into Asheville, North Carolina. And with Dean Keener, Pete Hannity. Well, a year ago was the Furman Paladins again getting that win. They were a veteran team. They had their hearts broken the year before in the title game. Last season, they won an overtime semifinal contest against Western Carolina, a Catamounts team that returns just about everybody. Players who've been together for a few years, so it makes you wonder, maybe the Catamounts are this year's version of Furman.
Are they a team of destiny? I don't know. Look, we know what Furman has done over the last several years, but what Justin Gray has done every year, just increasing the win total, he's turned things around. This may very well be their year. This is the game I've been waiting on all afternoon, though. It's got a chance to be a classic.
Now, in college basketball, there are special seasons, and then there's the story that Vontarius Woolbright is authoring this year. What an amazing run for a player who began unheralded coming out of high school and in the junior college ranks.
Yeah, the Southern Conference Player of the Year, deservedly so. He leads the SoCon in scoring, rebounds. He's second in assists. He leads the nation in double-doubles and triple-doubles. Everything funnels through number 2 for the Catamounts. He's truly a positionless player. Maybe most impressive, he just got a great knack for the ball. For Furman, J.P. Pegues, the heart and soul of this Furman team, Mr. Clutch. First team All-Southern Conference selection. He lives for the big moments. He's been on a tear all season, but really over the last 5 games, averaging almost 25 a game. Solid in everything he does. He leads the Paladins in assists. Terrific free throw shooter. My goodness, the last time he played, he had 35.
That was a game that Furman led by 9 a couple of weeks ago in the second half in Cullowhee, but Woolbright and company able to rally and avenge a loss earlier in the year against Pegues. And Furman, Pegues in the win in Greenville, hit a jumper in the closing seconds for the Paladins' 3-point triumph. It'll be the 6th meeting all time between these two programs in a Southern Conference tournament game. Furman has won the first 5. Ingalls starting lineup for the Paladins. P.J. Smith on the far left has been a good scorer at guard. Transfer from the Division II ranks. Garrett Heen, who was able to set up Pegues on that winning shot against Virginia in March Madness.
And you're going to see they're not even guarding Heen out at the top of the key.
Vanderwall can't get it to go. Ben Vanderwall, the sophomore, just 20% beyond the arc. They'll give him that shot all day long. Woolbright had it knocked away. Robertson from the left wing. That time it's a tray. That's been his specialty during his college days. Got off to a slow start, but he's been able to pick it up with his other scoring. Little teardrop runner, not going to fall for Pegues. Woolbright wins the rebound battle.
And that's the thing, Woolbright's such a great rebounder, but he's a good ball handler. He can initiate the break.
Robertson, a man on fire, and Bob Ritchie has seen enough. Robertson.
What is it about unsung stars in March? Right, we just saw Demetrius Davis hit a career-high 4 threes for Chattanooga. Kamar Robertson comes in shooting 17% behind here. Gives Justin Gray a little dap on the way down. I love it.
Well, Kamar Robertson managed 7 points in the 2 meetings this season against Furman out of the gate. Pretty nice start. He's hit from each side. He's got 8 points, 8 of the 11 for the Catamounts.
Plays at a terrific pace. You can't speed him up. He's got size to elevate and make pass over guys.
They call it bully ball. Had it knocked away. Nice defense by Foster. Pegues gets it back to him. Foster, a hop step and a finish.
Boy, that wasn't real pretty, but good balance by Foster right there. Started with good defense, to your point, at the other end on Woolbright.
Just like Furman, Western Carolina trying to make it back to the semis for a 2nd straight year. Foster and the Paladins were down early by 8. They rounded off 4 quick points. Let's send it over to the 3rd member of our team, Aaron Summers. Aaron?
Thanks, Pete. Western Carolina has had the most wins since the 2009-2010 season with 22 this year. And head coach Justin Gray said you can feel it all over campus. It is so much fun walking around, hearing people talk about Western basketball again. He said that he's been out at his son's baseball games, and you can hear people in the stands talking about how they're coming to the game. They can't wait to be here in Asheville for the tournament. He said it's that sense of community that he loves that this basketball team has been able to bring Polo Week. He said it's been so much fun just living in it and enjoying it this season, and they can't wait for their run here.
See a little bit of pressure here, right? Not something you see all the time, but Bob Ritchie, after that 11-3 deficit, wanted to change some things up.
Well, you know, Furman, they're all about deflections. Woolbright can't get the jumper. Offensive rebound and a putback. Bernard Pelote, Catawba transfer in his second year with the Catamounts.
Yeah, there's your X factor right there for Western Carolina. You know what everybody else can do. Pelote, boy, he's adapted to Division I this year.
Catamounts were plus 18 points in the paint in their win last Saturday at Chattanooga, but there's a guy who can impact things near the basket for Furman. Cooper Bowser, the freshman, really growing in the late stages of his first year.
Yep, and you see exactly what we were talking about earlier. If you're playing off of the big guy out front, boy, you just can't help on that screen. And then the minute P.J. Smith turns the corner, Granger comes to help. Well, it's too late. All he can do is foul Bowser.
Good friends with Russell Jones, one of their starting guards in their days growing up in the Palmetto State's capital city. 10 of the shot clock. Jackson over the reach of Williams. Looked like he was off balance when he shot it.
Yeah, you're right. I think he felt the shot clock was a little lower than maybe it was.
Paladins have attempted just a couple of three-pointers. In their loss to Mercer last week, they shot 26% beyond the arc. 6 times against SoCon teams this year, they've been below 30%. And a miss from long range there. So a team that relies on them, kind of a no-brainer. They've got to make them. Strong move, signature move. Woolbright knocked away. Good recovery defense. Foster to Witt. Catamounts get back. Williams out front. That's big. Second made 3 of the game for the Paladins.
Yeah, I like this move to put Pelote on Alex Williams. Gives him a little more size defensively.
Foster looked over toward Bowser and said finishes himself. So a good start for a guy they need to have a good game. Marcus Foster. Furman feels like they should have won both regular season games. They led by 9 in the second half. Pretty good ways in Colorado. Catamounts scored over 50 points in the final 20 minutes on him. And there's Pelote. He's come to play tonight.
Yeah, he certainly has. No, he is a talented player. He just gets overshadowed by Woolbright and all the national news. 26 double-doubles.
Williams looking to build on a good start. He'll go to the line. Junior out of Xenia, Ohio. They list him at 6'5". I think he plays bigger than that. Well, back and forth we go. Catamounts have built a 5-point lead.
Yeah, the stars need to shine, but the X factors also need to play well. Alex Williams. We know about Pelote. This is a good one in Asheville. Geese on that last possession. Boy, just a nice rhythm to his game. The screen by Heen, and because Lampton is so far off, Heaney can't be there to help.
Off a screen from Lampton. Jones, a burst to the bucket.
He may be the smallest guy on the court, but he's got the biggest heart.
Foster and the Paladins, second best in the SoCon at points per game, nearly 80. Western Carolina leads the league in defensive points per game. They hold opponents under 69 a contest. Another empty possession for Furman. So we shall see if it's the scoring team or the defending team. And Furman, a solid defensive team, but probably not as good defensively as they've been in years past. And again, when you lose a great rim protector, Jalen Slauson, who could also impact defense out high, that's going to hurt you. But right there, we see that fellow bigs can go inside of the Paladins. Lampton, strong throwdown. Woolbright got it over to Robertson. Now back to Jones. Woolbright still without points in the game, Dean.
Yeah, he's going to not give it up this time, though, with the shot clock. He finds Robertson.
And Kamar Robertson. Oh, he's loving every minute of it. 11 points. Give Woolbright a 6 assists.
Well, that's the thing with Woolbright. You're talking about he doesn't always have to score to impact the game.
moved above his average of 5.5 a game. Smith reversing. Pegues tries for another three and succeeds. J.P. Pegues has 9 in the game, all from beyond the arc. That ends a 9-0 Catamounts run.
Russell Jones, because of his size and he's so low to the ground, he's a guy that can fight over the top and doesn't necessarily need help from his defender, his teammate. But guys like Woolbright, Trey Jackson, Kamar Robertson, they need some help. Lampton's got to help just enough. Or now it's Cornelius Williams.
Catamounts 5 of their last 5. They've gone on a 12-3 run to build the lead. Out to 9, their biggest so far. Quickly led by 8, 11-3. Jackson again, going around the arc. He matches Robertson with 11 for the Catamounts. It's a double-figure advantage.
Yeah, Trey Jackson was a second-team All-Southern Conference guy last year. His numbers were really pretty similar again this year, but just the league was so good, he wasn't on an all-star team.
Boy, Robertson got there late, but had a hand in the face of Pegues. No trouble at all. J.P. Pegues keeping Furman in it. They're back within 9.
Back in Harris Cherokee Center in Asheville, Vontarius Woolbright. He's a double-double machine, and while he hasn't scored tonight, boy, he's found the open teammate. 7 assists. It's been a variety of ways. He's got such a nice pace to himself. Head is always up, great vision, and with his size, he can see over most defenders that he sees in the Southern Conference. He's really been the benefactor of Kamar Robertson's hot hand for sure.
Screen came from Williams. Jackson refused it. Shot clock under 10.
Nice job by P.J. Smith on Trey Jackson.
The pull-up by Woolbright. Still a 0 in the scoring column for a guy averaging over 21 a game. Foster, quick spin. Williams. Smith. P.J. Smith. Oftentimes he's come through with big threes this season. 36% shooter.
That's what he's known for, right? The Division II transfer, and yet he has really bought into defending as well. Did a nice job on Trey Jackson.
Back to a 6-point deficit after the Paladins trail by 12. From the standpoint of program growth, it would be obviously huge for the Catamounts. For Pegues, from the standpoint of being a big game player, he's living up to that notion. He's earned it in his career. He's got 15 points, and the Paladins back within 3 with a timeout on the court.
He uses the ball screen so well. Watch it right here. Jackson just, boy, he doesn't know which way to turn. He's trying to fight over Heen. He almost fouls him. And even though Pegues kind of tried to lean to get a little bit of contact, at the end, his release and rotation ultimately is good enough for it to go in. And this kid is a stud. He is a guy that the nation didn't really know about until he hit that shot you talk about against Virginia. Think about this. Last year, he was not on any of the 3 All-Southern Conference teams. But then he was the most outstanding player in this tournament.
Aaron has more on the junior from Nashville, Tennessee.
And Dean, we were talking about putting a lot of pressure on somebody after a shot like that this season. He came in wanting to carry that into this year, internalized a lot of that. It took him a while to shake it because he was the guy for them. But he's come in this past month, played at a very high level. And his coach, Coach Richard, said he thinks he's playing better than anybody in our league in February.
3-point game after the Catamounts led by 12. Jackson's had a good first half scoring. Woolbright has yet to get points. One-hander over Foster. Vontarius Woolbright, player of the year, his first bucket of the game.
He has wanted the last couple possessions to get into the paint and use that jump hook. First time he was able to do it cleanly.
Smith, a catch and shoot 3. 2 in a row for P.J. Smith.
We talked about Pegues using the screen off the dribble and putting his guy in jail. Now P.J. Smith used the curl without the ball to free himself.
Shot clock turned off. Catamounts try to build on this 2-point lead. Had a feeling it was going to be this kind of game. Couple of heavyweights exchanging blow for blow. Jackson, not that time. Lampton the rebound, almost traveled. Jones, shot clock, game clock under 5. And the first half comes to an end. Jones slipped in the lane. And And the Catamounts will have to settle for a 2-point lead at the break. Pretty frenetic final few seconds of that opening half of play. Justin Gray's team in front by a couple. They're trying to get back to the semifinals and go beyond that. Aaron Summers visiting with the Catamounts head coach here at the half. Aaron.
Coach, it's been back and forth. You guys have carried the lead. What do you need to do to maintain that going forward?
Hey, Aaron, this is March, right? And this is one of not the best mid-major conference tournament. It's the best conference tournament. So it's supposed to be like this. The atmosphere is great. Our guys just need to make sure we're playing our brand of basketball. We always say, do what we do, but let's do it better.
How much of a focus is it to get Woolbright going offensively?
We're going offensively because he has probably eight or nine assists. He rebounds the basketball. He's not a selfish player, and we know we have other guys. When they get involved, it opens up for him.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Aaron.
Montarius Woolbright was not heard from scoring-wise necessarily, just 2 points in the first half, but yes, closing in on 10 assists, 7 in that opening half to help the Catamounts take the lead at the break. 20 thrilling minutes still ahead for Furman in Western Carolina here in Asheville at the Ingalls SoCon Basketball Championship. Closing in on our second half of action here in Asheville, North Carolina at the Harrah's Cherokee Center. What a great host site this has been for so many years for the Ingalls SoCon Basketball Championships. Folks in purple for either side, and the Catamounts of Western Carolina. A 2-point advantage on the reigning champion, Furman Paladin. Winner of this game gets the regular season champs, the Sanford Bulldogs, at 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon on ESPNU. That's followed by the 3-seed Chattanooga Mocs against their arch rival, the 7-seeded Bucks of ETSU, who upset UNCG earlier today. That's a 6:30 game on Sunday evening. Welcome back in with Dean Keener, Pete Ganity. Opening half that started with Western Carolina building an 8-point lead. Furman eventually came back to tie the game at 25, and then Catamounts go up by 12. Here we are in a 2-point game at the break.
Yeah, what else did we expect? We thought it could be an instant classic. I thought Bob Ritchie in particular did a really nice job. That 11-3 start by the Catamounts. He called timeout, calmed the Paladins down, and then he switched the defense up a little bit. They got another punch again, but he's been able to squelch that, and now they find themselves in a 2-point game.
This game a microcosm of what you see around college basketball during its first half. Each team at 50% or better beyond the arc.
Yeah, boy, I mean, both teams really shooting well, especially from the start. Kamar Robertson, right, he hit it from both corners. Woolbright finding him both times, but it was a joint effort by the Catamounts. Bernard Pelote hit a couple. Trey Jackson was good, using the screen right there. Cooper Bowser too late to recover. There were a couple of Paladins hit some threes, but it was J.P. Pegues using the screen so well. You see right there, he gets a screen from Bowser. Now the throwback, too late by Lampton, can't recover. Watch this right here, he uses Heen, and he can square himself up in the air. That's what makes him so difficult. The last one, Trey Jackson, all he can do is watch the thing go through the net. Boy, that was something to behold. J.P. Pegues with 15 points on 5 of 7 shooting behind the arc.
Down the stretch in the regular season, he had a career-high 33 points at Sanford. Followed that with a career-high 35 at Western Carolina. The 5 made threes, part of the good 3-point shooting effort for Furman in the opening half.
Yeah, they were 9 of 18 for 50%. The Catamounts, 8 of 15, 53%. But I'm sure the coaches had a lot to talk about. Justin Gray, going to talk about slowing up J.P. Pegues, but not forgetting about Marcus Foster and Alex Williams. Bob Ritchie, hey, we've done a nice job corralling Montarius Woolbright. We can't let him get untracked right now. Well, it's at a point right now, I think that Bob Ritchie's comfortable enough. That ball was tipped, allowing J.P. Pegues to just call the play.
Heen handing off to Pegues. Another runner. He loves that little teardrop, the one-hander halfway down the lane.
But he gave the fake one way and then came off the other. Made that shot with some contact, too. I'm not sure that wasn't a potential and one, but he's an 1,100 career point scorer. I mean, to your point, he's got the capability. Much like Pegues, he can carry the Paladins at times.
Jones speeding under Heen, who's lost him not once but twice on that drive to the basket. Russell Jones Jr. just so quick.
Yeah, he really is. You can't appreciate his speed really, unless you're watching it in real time live, but look at how he just stretches and bends his body to get over the 6'9" Heen. But that quickness, almost like NASCAR, you can't appreciate it until you see it in person.
Poised move there. Vontarius Woolbright goes ahead and uses the timeout. That'll leave the Catamounts for 2. Vontarius Woolbright trying to get back to semifinals Sunday with the Catamounts, a tie game. You might say last season was a redemption tour for the Furman Paladins. Mike Bothwell and his teammates had had their hearts broken the previous March here in Asheville. But with Jalen Slauson, the SoCon Player of the Year, leading the way, and an emerging star in J.P. Pegues, the Paladins took down the Chattanooga Mocs, the team that had broken their hearts 1 year before. Jalen Slauson, the Paladins, were cutting down the nets. Bob Ritchie had a cherished prize in his hands, the Southern Conference Championship Trophy, a first for Furman since 1980. Here's quarterfinal Saturday in pictures. Bucky McMillan and the Samford Bulldogs, the regular season champs. A 27th win on the year by 13 over the Mercer Bears. Samford on to the semis. So are the 7-seeded Bucks of ETSU. They beat UNCG 73-62. They now will battle their arch rivals, the Chattanooga Mocs, who eventually shook the Wofford Terriers and went on to the 75-57 win behind a huge game from that guy, Demetrius Davis, who matched a career high with 19 points. So what will our final portrait look like? At the end of Western Carolina and Furman in a tight game here, just under 16 to play in the second half, and Aaron visited with Paladins coach Bob Ritchie coming out of the halftime locker room.
Coach Ritchie telling me that whoever plays the most defense is going to be the one that wins this game. He said for them that's where it starts and stops. They have to get back to guarding. They have to bring that effort. He said that he really likes the way that they've been playing offensively. He told his players that the shots are going to start falling. We're getting good looks.
Yeah, good point. I mean, it is all about defense, and that's what it's been so far here in the second half. We played to a 4-3 game, advantage Furman. 5-3, but Furman just 1 of 5 from the field. Catamounts 1 of 6. Neither team can kind of get in that rhythm that they had in the first half, where both teams shot over 50%.
Rare miss for the 89% free throw shooter Pegues. 20 points. 20 of the Paladins, 45.
That's something to look for.
Shot clock at 5. Jones hung up. Granger down low. Finishing with the left hand.
Boy, similar kind of finish that he had off that pass earlier from Jones, but that time he did get it to go down.
Bowser gives to Smith. Now Foster. Campbell defends. Foster spins. Gets his own rebound. And the putback.
That's just wanting it a little bit more. Obviously, the shooter knows where the ball is most likely going to come off the rim, but he just stayed with that.
Third lead change of the second half. Woolbright to Granger. Pretty assist. Pretty finish. Screen for Pegues. Couldn't get the shot to go down. Vanderwall, huge rebound. Foster. Paladins go back in front. Furman has, let's just say, given Vontarius Woolbright a lot of company tonight.
They have contained him. What they've done, Foster has the size and athleticism, but they've always had a second defender that has been close to come help. You see right there, just Alex Williams is another guy that's had the challenge, but Foster moves his feet and he can just body him up. And then when you got Heen or Cooper Bowser there to come help and force the pass, it's taken away the offense. Now, he still has had multiple assists, but boy, in the second half, they have really corralled him and even kept him out of the paint.
Just 1 of 9 for the player who was number 11 in all of Division I in points per game at better than 21 coming out of the regular season. Robertson has not taken a shot over the last 13 minutes. Keep in mind, he scored 8 straight points in the opening half. That's him with the ball with defense.
Paladins have been connected defensively.
Strong move, Robertson finishing off the glass.
Right on cue, partner.
Tied at 55, coming up on 10 minutes to go in the second half. Foster scoops. Heen with the follow.
Lampton not he had to come help as Foster curled into the paint. Didn't have enough time to come back and put a body on Heen. Woolbright knows he missed Jackson.
Lobbing for Lampton. Bowser, good recovery on the block. Lampton got it back. Bowser again. Wow, what defense by the freshman.
Look, they haven't lost a lot either. I mean, just Joe Anderson, who's now at Lipscomb, the only guy from that team a year ago that left that had eligibility.
Robertson with his team down by 4. They trailed by 9 to remember in the second half in Cullowhee. Forcing it, and how did he get that to go? Didn't have an angle, but he banked it home. Kamar Robertson has 17 points. Don't know that anyone expected that tonight.
When he's healthy, he can score. He leads the Catamounts with 17. 2-point game.
Jones now defending Pegues. Another floater. Not going to go. Long rebound. Grabbed by Jackson. Ahead to Campbell. Trailed by Pegues. Back in front go the Catamounts. Our 4th lead change.
And Pegues thought better of it. He was going to grab him and foul him and was scared it might be an intentional. And just let it go.
More times than not, he's up over 20 or in the 30s. Drive by Jones, no. Witt battling with Lampton, who took it away from him. Couldn't score, and out of bounds off Heen. But that's some kind of defensive effort. You talk about drawing a circle around a player and telling your team to be focused. That's been the case for the Paladins. They're down by 2. What a game we've got. Quarterfinal Saturday, a crescendo of a finale, if you will. For the team, Catamounts give it up for the 10th time, but yeah, Woolbright usually more efficient than he's been tonight, but that's what Furman can do, and they usually deflect. Pegues shoveling, Heen, the jam. Pretty pass from the guy, Heen, who gave it to Pegues for the winner against Virginia. Well, that's your payback a year later. So we gave you a preview moments ago. Here's a look at our Southeastern Trade drive of the game. And Garrett Heen, just beautiful motion offense by the Paladins.
It was. Pegues, he saw his teammate cutting right down there, gave it to him, and finishes with a little bit of contact as well. Boy, they try to potentially double, not now, with they're going to run 2 at him to try to get it out of his hands.
Gets it over to Witt. Witt penetrates, scoots, no good. Rebound, Woolbright. Well, the Sanford Bulldogs are back at their hotel. They're waiting for the winner of this game, and for all they care, these teams can play multiple overtimes. 4 p.m. tip for that semifinal on ESPNU. Chattanooga and ETSU follow. We'll find out who's playing Monday night. Who's going at it for another SoCon title by about 8:30, 9 o'clock or so tomorrow night. Furman this season, 1-1 in overtime games. Western Carolina about to play their 3rd contest in overtime. They are 0-2.
Heen didn't jump. He didn't contest the first jump ball to start the game. He let Lampton, looks like he's going to try to go at it this time.
And Lampton winning. How about this on a Saturday night in Asheville, North Carolina? Glad you've stayed with us. Of course, you weren't going to go away for this one. This is a phenomenal battle. And P.J. Smith puts Furman back on top. Heen looking to give it away to Pegues. Shot clock at 10. Pegues loads up for a long one. Knocks it down. Just beyond the arc, and another 3 for J.P. Pegues.
And no help by Charles Lampton. I mean, he's so far off. He's giving no help, and he's just leaving, in that instance, Russell Jones Jr. on an island.
28 points. He's 9 of 21 on 3-pointers.
Pegues just too good. You've got to have help. You've got to do something. You've got to trap him or down those screens.
Woolbright spinning on Williams. Goes over Heen. Count it. And he's fouled. Foster with Jackson defending. Under 2 minutes to go in this overtime period. Little step around, and Foster puts Furman back on top.
That's just a great individual move by an all-Southern Conference guy.
Give him 17. They're trying to avenge heartbreak they experienced here against Furman last year, just like the Paladins did when they won the title against Chattanooga. Go to Woolbright when you need quick 2 to tie it up.
It's the same play on the previous possession where he turned it over, but he was just able to turn into his left shoulder right there.
Under a minute to go here in overtime. Pegues, bullet, Witt, the finish.
Great presence of mind by Pegues. Fighting through fatigue, fighting through a tweaked ankle.
And the lead is 3. 13.6 to go. Catamounts need a three-pointer. Jones will fire for the tie. No good. Deflected out high. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Smith gets it ahead. Williams and the Paladins are moving on to the semis. Furman escapes in overtime. 79-76. Alex Williams, you hope it's just a cramp, but he is hurting. The Furman Paladins, it's tough to dethrone the reigning champion. Despite all their struggles this year, a team that came in just one game over 500 overall and went 10-8 in SoCon play. They're getting ready to take on Sanford once more with a trip to the title game on the line.
We talked about it midway through the second half. We thought the team that had it last had a chance to win it. It went to overtime. Just one more possession for the Furman Paladins. Watch this last one. Jones, a little deeper, a little quicker than he wanted, but they still had time if they could corral it. Nice job by PJ Smith dives on the floor so that the Catamounts can't pick it up and throw up a Hail Mary.
Last basket didn't count. Bob Ritchie told me on Friday that Alex Williams, folks who follow Furman know he's kind of had an up and down season, had some issues they've had to deal with internally, but he trying to get back on the right side of things. The fact that they didn't have a game during the week, Ritchie thinks that was vital because all they did was practice. He thought that was great for Williams, just to kind of focus, be around his teammates, not have to worry about any game prep. And Williams among those who stepped up big tonight on both ends of the court. Garrett Heen and the Paladins moving on again to semifinals Sunday. What a game.
Wow, yeah, you're exactly right. J.P. Pegues carried him, but there were other guys in supported roles.
4 p.m. Eastern time on ESPNU. Sanford and Furman. Can the reigning champ knock off this year's #1 seed? That's followed by Chattanooga and ETSU. What a Sunday it should be. Of course, the women's title game. Chattanooga and UNCG at noon on ESPNU. Such a fun Saturday once again on this great day of basketball here in Asheville, North Carolina, my friend.
It was a lot of fun, and it ended in as good a fashion as we could hope. I got to thank you for a great year. It's been a lot of fun, brother.
We saw some great hoops throughout the season. Well, there's your bracket. That's what Sunday looks like. What will it mean on Monday? We will find out by about 8:30, 9 o'clock tomorrow night. The Furman Paladins win in overtime. A 79-76 win on Western Carolina. They move on. On behalf of our wonderful crew and all the folks here in Asheville and our great sponsor, Ingalls Markets, for Dean Keener and Aaron Summers, Pete Kennedy saying so long. This has been a presentation of ESPN.